Thornton Wilder. A very good evening to our honored chief guest, Mrs. Anupama Joshi, Wing Commander. Thank you, ma'am, for being an inspiration to all women across the nation. Esteemed Chairman, sir, Treasured Vice Chairman, sir, Revered Headmaster, sir, board members, all the venerated guests, dearest parents, and my fellow fair-haired sequins. Today, that is 1st November 2015, is a historic day in Selakwi. Today we are marking the celebrations of the 15th Founders Day. In these 15 years, the school has seen a lot of different times and has navigated through all of it. Today, I believe, is a day where foremost we should thank this institution for making us what we are. And not just us, but for making responsible and smart citizens out of all the people who have ever been educated here. A Founders Day has great importance in our institution. As I saw it in all the years that I was here, as soon as the Founders' preparations would start, you could see a certain passion in students. You would see a certain passion in the preparations. The students would perform to their full potential. You could see the dedication everywhere around the school, be it on the field during the march past, where you could hear the energy in people's commands, or be it in the cultural evening performances. The practice just didn't end in the school, and you could see the students practicing in their dorms. The dedication one could see in the artist day of the Founders Play, who you found practicing their lines again and again, until they got perfection over them. And the good thing about this passion is that it binds all of us together for a common purpose. It gives us a feeling to work towards something which is larger and more important than our own selves. And this creates citizens tomorrow who have a devotion for their country and who will work for betterment of the nation or whichever organization they are in without thinking of their own good. And this helps a nation surge forward. As the head girl of last year told me, that a sequin is an object which in literal meaning is a disc used for decorative purposes. It is quite small in size, but once put on the larger clothing, illuminates it beautifully. Every student of Selakwi, known better as a sequin, strives to achieve this, strives to become a leader with a vision. At Selakwi, students learn what they cannot learn anywhere else. They learn to work hard, not just for themselves, but for others. They learn qualities like camaraderie. They learn to think and take action. And they learn to respect and rise. Speaking from my personal experience, I did learn all this. A sequin, on the lighter note, also learns to make Maggie, which I did learn to make here. You also realize that the whole Selakwi life is all about having a good laugh with your friends. It's about playing football in the junior football field on Saturday evenings, and about how loud you cheer for your favorite IPL team during the seasons. And it's about going to your housemasters and your teachers where late in the night, sometimes for the ravenous gut, others for soul guidance. Today, as I stand before all of you, I realize how lucky I am to wear this green blazer. I realize its importance and how precious it is. I also think what all I'm going to miss when I pass out of our institution tomorrow. How I'll miss the bridge and its rich foliage of trees. How I'll miss taking walks around the Adharshila during the winters in the warmth of the sun's rays. How I'll miss my tennis courts, the MPH, and how I'll miss the holding house kids playing cricket in the evening, and how that takes me back in time. And all these things are the things which have shaped the individual who is standing right in front of you today. Well, to all my juniors who are in their formative years of the holding house, live to the fullest and cherish every single moment that you live here, because it is an amazing institution and you learn what you haven't learned anywhere else. And I do know that you might crib about your midterm trips and treks and all the activities that you have to go through in these years, but once you come to your last year in the school, you realize how precious they were. To all the juniors who are going to take over next year, respect and work for this establishment, and you realize how much it will do for you. Foremost, my parents and my mentor, my teachers who taught me to have a spirit to work and who taught me to get up whenever I slipped, who stood up for me and well corrected me when I went wrong. My batchmates and all my juniors for believing in me and for believing in themselves and working for this foundation. I have heard this a lot of times, that ours is an institution which is a small sapling in terms of the measurement of its existence in time. I do agree. We are not as old as other famous, reputed institutions are. But what Selagri has is a heart of gold. A heart which beats all through the year with passion and endures all the setbacks and still continues to work and surge forward. This heart has a heartbeat which pumps life through all of us, making us men and women of rectitude, of prestige, and most importantly, righteousness. In the end, I would like to actually thank all the people who worked really hard backstage to make not just this founders, but this whole year a success. Our administration team, led by our bursar sir, our kitchen staff, all the groundsmen, all our teachers, our headmaster sir, our chief guest for gracing us with her presence and inspiring all of us to take steps and be brave, our chairman sir for his unnerved support all through our lifetime at Selagri. And in the end, I would like to thank you, the people, because every morning when I wake up, I like to thank a power, the Almighty. And so I do thank Him, and I thank the people and their spirit, which in times of acute poverty or war, or any other calamity, still gives us the courage to smile and stand up. The spirit which has brought us all here tonight. And as I believe, चला जाता हूँ हंसता खेलता मौजे हवादिस से, चला जाता हूँ हंसता खेलता मौजे हवादिस से, गर आसानियाँ हो तो जिंदगी दुश्वार हो जाए. This, to all the sequence, let's meet the world with our head held high. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for bearing with me. Have a pleasurable evening ahead.